What have you guys been doing this past week?
Relaxing, because I've been on spring break.
Sounds gay. I mean, cool, man. Sounds
For
good.
the most part.
Sounds straight.
I had to work Sundays. But besides that, I'm playing Breath of the Wild pretty much exclusively.
Go on.
Yes.
Do it. Go on.
It's so good.
I
Breath of the Wild.
had a rented
We
Breath of
talking
the
about
Wheel. Breath of the Wheel.
Breath of the Wild, man.
I got weak mixed with wild. I had rented Breath of the Wild, and
What'd you think of it?
I loved it enough to buy it last night, and, and it's still amazing.
Yeah, it's the best Zelda game to be made. It's one of the best games to ever be made, in my opinion. Not without its flaws, but they're so small and insignificant and don't really take away from the fun factor that it's not really an issue.
There hasn't been a Zelda yet that I can remember where like everybody's gotten it and everybody's just constantly talking to each other about what they've got or just taking pictures of the screen and sending it to each other.
Absolutely.
Like, check this shit out.
I think a lot of that's just because it's so non-linear that you could literally, two people could start at the same time and go in two completely different directions and see a whole host of, like, your first 10 hours could be completely different than somebody else.
I haven't even progressed the game past the second village.
Wasn't that kind of how...
What?
I haven't even progressed the story
Fallout?
past the second village. And
Wasn't that kind of how Fallout and
Yeah.
like all those are kind of...
Yeah,
like,
it's taken a lot of things from Fallout and Skyrim in that regard, where you just go and you'll find something and things will happen and you can just adventure.
Those games are still a little more beneficial to follow the first few story missions though too. Where in this one,
yeah, isn't it always beneficial to do the plot up to at least up to a point? So
doing the first dungeon is very beneficial in Zelda.
Well, in this one, I mean, you had to do the 4 shrines to get off of that plateau.
True.
But I mean, like past that, it's like, you just do whatever the fuck you want at that point. I mean, I went to like Kakariko, and then from there, I just started exploring, and I haven't stopped.
Well, the land speed speed run record is less than an hour on Breath of the Wild already. Like,
really?
beat it in 50s.
Well, because you can go to the.
You can just
Hyrule
walk
Castle.
right to fucking Ganon.
You can go right to Ganon.
Just go right up to him and say, "I'm ready now."
I don't need to beat these dungeons. I don't need any weapons or any armors, but
I was born ready.
Yeah, you could just be like, "Calamity Ganon." You don't like that.
Calamity,
Calamity, Calamity. I don't even need my memories.
Like Calamity Ganon.
Oh!
Remember.
And then he goes Matthew McConaughey on him.
Yeah, exactly. Just helicopter, axe.
Neat.
all right.
It doesn't work out for him.
Dude, spoilers. I want to go home and watch Rain of
that
Fire.
movie's been out for like, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. There's no statute of limitations on dragon movies.
Dude, I've seen it like probably a dozen times.
No. Why? Hey,
I loved it.
We're not talking about Rain of Fire. We're talking about Zelda.
Maybe you
For
are.
Christ's sake.
Dude, who's the other guy in it? Christian Bale?
We don't care.
Oh my
We
god.
still don't care.
Watch
So
it.
anyway.
Watch it.
I'm plugging his mic.
Please.
Yeah, exactly. Just crank that down. No, it's been a lot of fun, I think.
It has.
I'm enjoying it.
So, a couple of tricks. Have you guys played around with the octo balloons at all?
No, but I did see like you could turn it around to do an airship.
Oh yes, temporarily.
Okay. Yeah.
It falls back to the earth really fast, really quickly after a little, because all of them pop after a minute.
Oh, that's so funny.
But Sean and I were trying that for a while. We didn't see a video or anything. I just heard about it, so we were just trying one balloon at a time. We were like, okay, we'll put one in this corner, one in this corner.
Oh, yes.
But you put the first one, and it just flips vertically, and you're just like, oh god.
Here we go. We're doing it.
And then we got a second one on there, and then it started to lift off, but then it flipped us off, and then it came down and landed on our head and like pushed us underwater.
So how are you? Is there a way you can actually do it? Is there a way supposed to do it, or are you just kind of fucking?
I mean, so the better way to do it is you grab 5 of them and put 5 of them in your hands. Hold all 5 and set them all down in the middle.
Blah, 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 blah,
well, you put them all down at once, and they go whoop, whoop, and then just lift you. And they'll go for like a good 30, 40 feet, and then just pop and fall.
Do you go horizontally at all, or do you just go?
You
up
might
and
be
then fall?
no, it doesn't, but you might be able to with the Korok leaf because it's on a raft, so there is like the sail that you can use to push it.
The video I was watching, they were using the leaf, but I don't know if that was popping the balloons or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember.
I didn't play around with it a ton. The other thing, the better way to control the boat, though, is if you want to get going in the water, you grab something metal with magnesis, like a chest or a rock or something, and push it against the mast.
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
And it literally just pushes it. And you can get going like jet speeds. Like,
Oh my god.
So while you're standing on it, you can manipulate.
You stand
it
on it and you're holding the metal object and you kind of put it behind the mass and then you hit up on the D-pad to push it away from yourself and it'll just push you.
That's awesome.
It's really hard to like finagle. Like it kept going around the mass, so I'd go like a little bits at a time. But every once in a while, I'd get it like locked in and it wouldn't
Hit
move,
that
and I'd
sweet
start
spot.
Fucking, like, oh god!
Can you go on land with it?
Probably. Because I got going and I got up on land and I was like, oh, I need to get out. And so I pushed it back into the water.
There's like a moblin. He's just sitting at a campfire. He turns around, just sees Link speed by in a fucking
Big
boat.
magnet is. Yeah, no,
That would be awesome.
it's a lot of fun. Then there's also the infinite
Fuck
running.
horses.
I don't know if have used the infinite running trick.
No.
If you hold down on the D-pad, so you whistle for your horse, you just hold that, run forward, and tap the run button, and you can sprint indefinitely. It never brings your sprint bar up because it's constantly saying such and such can't hear you, and so he constantly tries to whistle. But if you keep tapping the run button, he'll just keep running, and you can run indefinitely for.
So what, you hold down the D-pad and then you just tap.
So
down?
you have to kind of claw it. You have to hold down on the D-pad and then forward on the stick to be able to run forward, and then you tap the run button as you go while you're holding both of these, and you'll fucking just keep going while holding your hands up like this.
I bet that was
pretty good.
goofy.
That sounds awesome.
It's handy now and again too, because like it's not useful to use all the time because you don't have a lot of straightaways, and again, it kind of hurts your hand to try and do it. But if I have like a big field in front of me, I'd be like, fuck it, just.
We're gonna whistle run.
Yeah.
We're
Yep.
gonna whistle.
I went around and started just trying to find, like, whenever I saw a boss that I couldn't beat, I just marked him a little skull stamp, and then later I went back and fought them all. And
The
they're
Hinoxes
pretty
and
fucking
such.
fun.
Which is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Hinox?
Those are the big ogres with the Cyclops.
Okay, I've taken one of those. There's a big like fucking boulder that
The
gets
boulder
up
guy,
along.
yeah, he's pretty. You can climb on him.
That's kind of what I
You just
figured.
climb on his back. There's a magma one that you fight later though. It's pretty
Ugh.
fun.
The one that's up on the top, there's like a ramp that goes up that I think you're supposed to use, maybe. But if he walks towards you and you get on the other side of it, he'll just jam up against it and start going like this. And then you can just walk up the ramp and jump on his back. And I just kept like putting bombs on his back, and then walking back down, blowing it up, and then going back up.
Excellent.
And then eventually I had a hammer, so it was just spinning. Just like,
What are the centaur, like the
the
big guy?
rhinos.
Dude, they're fucking tough.
They're tough. Couple of tips for them: if you sneak up on them, very difficult to do, but if you can sneak up on them, you can mount them and then slash them just from sitting on their back.
That's how you get pregnant.
Yeah, right.
Just
But
just
I
slash at
killed,
their back.
That is
I killed a couple
Sneak
of
up on
them.
pieces to upgrade
I'm gonna put a
gear.
baby.
I've gotten pregnant 5 times from
They're
that.
very difficult.
Pregnant?
They drop some really good stuff.
Pregnant.
I was trying to fuck with one. I was like up in the mountain, like just firing bows down at it, like, ah, bitch, I got you. And like I was whittling his health down, and then he just starts. And
Yeah.
then I get smoked and turned to
Thunder
ice and
arrows.
died.
As soon as he starts aiming like that, then I was like, I just started running up the hill.
Well, the
like,
first one he
"Ah."
missed by a mile. I was like, oh, sucks to suck.
The first one the first one that you run into, like for the story, I actually killed because I watched Sean do the whole section and he avoided him and just grabbed all the lightning arrows, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And so I went and fought. I had to use every bit of health I had, like every item I had, but I finally took
I
him
tried
down.
to fight him too, and I was not as progressed as I am now.
Yeah, I had to the only way I could really do damage was to dodge him and do the flurry rush, and then I'd do a bit, and then I'd back off and just wait, and then do it again, and then like that's my tactic for beating any of those tough enemies is just wait for the flurry rush.
I was looking for the some sort of like pool of reflection or something that Zelda had performed a ritual for a side mission, and I thought I had found it on the map, and I went to it, and there's one of those guys there, and he fucked me up, and then I avoided him and walked around, and then there's one of the big ogres by this little lake. So I'm like, all right, I must have to kill this ogre. So I battled the ogre. And my technique to battle this ogre was to run away and drop bombs behind me and blow them up for like
That's a great way to do it.
for like 15 minutes until he died, and then
whatever works, man.
like the whole time, like I keep panning the camera off to the side because I could see this Lionel.
Yeah.
He's just kind of doing his run off in the distance, and I'm like, no,
Don't you dare.
don't look at me.
So the Hinoxes, you can shoot him in the eye, right?
Yeah,
And they'll
yeah.
drop down. And,
Well, I did that, and then he started like blocking. Like, he was going like that.
So the way to get around that later is when you get the upgraded time stop, and you can time stop enemies,
Oh,
and then you just go boop, right? and then he falls down and fuck him up.
What
They
I was
also
doing was
sometimes
just if you just run straight away from him, he'll just run up to you. But then if you stop and turn around, he'll stop for a second, and then you start running again. He'll go through like his animation of whatever he's doing, like he'll swing it or whatever, and then you have all this time to line it up. Like you just run, and as soon as he starts his other animation, then you can just go pop.
I like my technique of just run away. And
Hey, that works too. That's the best part about this game is there's like so many different ways to take care of something.
And there's a lot of weird, like, sort of like control things that you don't really realize. Like, for example, today I had the whatever you call parachute thing, and I was going above somebody, and I was trying to use
And you hit the bomb button.
something else, and I hit the bomb button and just bombed him directly. Like it landed right on
Awesome.
him.
You'll
And just,
drop him straight down.
so if you're on the parachute and you hit the bomb button, he'll just drop it straight down.
Awesome.
So you can just bomb people.
The other bomb tip
pretty sweet.
is, especially before you get the upgraded one, if you use a bomb and you don't want to wait for the time to recharge, you can switch to the other bomb and use it right away.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you can alternate those pretty nicely.
You guys use the rollers or the squares?
Depending on the situation, but usually the rollers.
I usually use squares.
Me too.
I like being able to set them somewhere and then
Yeah.
just walk away.
I usually
remote
chuck and blow.
detonation.
Yeah.
I have that timing down, so.
So
I
that
hit myself
game's
every
fun.
once in a while.
Oh yes.
Highly recommended then.
Oh, easily.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
For sure.
Anybody who
And
can.
I
It's
wish
the
I
best
had it
Zelda
on
I've
a
played,
Switch
for
because
sure.
it doesn't look.
All
looks
of the
a little
gameplay that
iffy
I've
on
seen
the
for
Wii
it
U.
is on the Switch, and all of that has been terrible because of the glitchiness of the Switch
Yeah.
and how messed up.
I
the
don't know.
Switch
Yeah,
has
I'm not.
been.
I'm not sold on the Switch. I like it on the Wii U a lot. I'm having a
I'm happy
blast
I-
with it.
No,
I'm happy
yeah,
I
it's
didn't-
fine. It just doesn't look that
Well,
great.
and what I've heard is it's not that much better on the Switch, actually. Texture-wise. Frame rate-wise, it is a bit better.
Yeah.
Unless
Well,
it-
mainly-
unless it
mainly
glitches.
frame rate and just
Popping.
general sharpness. And
Popping is another thing for me. It's like I'm sitting on this mountain and I'm looking for things that are interesting, but some of the interesting things aren't popping in. So I'll fly towards something. It's like, oh, there was a chest over here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, never mind.
Cool. Like,
It is pretty dependent on being able to see shit around.
Right.
you.
right. It's all built around that, and then you can't see half the stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.